Allshorts. Now of late, Rishi Sunak, the UK Prime Minister, has been under, well, pressure. Good, quite frankly. Well, Labour says that there is an emerging pattern of behaviour. Yeah, I could have told you that. Not just recently, no. It's been going on for some time as there's a so-called emerging pattern of behaviour after a company partially owned by the Prime Minister's missus, has revealed to have received taxpayers' cash. Well, this isn't the first time, no. It's a regular occurrence. And only now they kind of want to talk about it. Yeah. I don't get it. It frustrates the hell out of me. The amount of videos I've made on this topic is, I just don't understand why. Hello, Madmog 33, another sneaky live stream that I have. Yeah, just thought I'd sneak one in there. Well, it appears that Rishi Sunak is not as squeaky clean as he'd like to make out. But we knew that, didn't we? She's had so much taxpayers' money, your money, over the last few years that we know of. God knows how much more is, how many other fingers they got in that pie. Quite a bit, I imagine. Well, Labour says that there's an emerging pattern of behaviour after a company partially owned by the Prime Minister's wife was revealed to have received taxpayers' cash. And don't forget to vote on Thursday in your local elections and show the Tories exactly what you think of them. It comes after it was revealed that Satire, his missus, held shares in, a childcare company, which stands to benefit from a policy announced in the budget. Basically free childcare for kids, which is going to actually fall apart at the seams, this so-called free childcare, because it's not been thought through. Now, my dear Mrs. Spessart, she see the problems straight away. Hello, Debbie the Girago, gummy bear. Well, you're gummy bear, am I? Oh dear. I haven't done too much to chew, me. Well, this childcare plan, or this was in the budget, what have you, which basically means free childcare, 30 hours a week for a certain, up to 5 years old. It's all very well, but we don't have the places to be able to facilitate it. And what it actually does is it removes other funding from the childcare companies, the little nurseries and what have you, funding that would have come from those who are paying the price, willing to pay the actual cost for childcare for the 1-year-olds and what have you, or the younger and the older children. It's a bit of a problem because they're all going to fall flat on their face because they can't charge. They can't ask the parents to pay extra to compensate for the fact that they're being underpaid by the government. So before it was like rob Peter, pay Paul. You see. David Girago says, I asked ChatGPT, who is Boris Johnson? And it replies that it is not ready to answer that question. Nice one. Tom Finney. Matt Day, greetings to you all. Hello there. Loki's children vote Labour, he says. I suppose it depends where you are, I suppose. And another great video, Sunak and the unelected dictator is a crook. Yeah. And apparently Alexander Boris the Pfeffel Johnson, he might be in debt. In the sense that he might be going bankrupt. A bit like, even though he's been £5 million, won't he, for his speaking engagements. That's the rumour. There's only a rumour, but there you go. So Mrs. Murthy, Rishi Sunak's wife, who is the daughter of an Indian billionaire and was independently wealthy before marrying Rishi Sunak, just because she's got shares, basically. And if she has got other little businesses and stuff like that, which actually failed. They fell over. They fell flat on their face. And one in particular was Mrs. Wordsmith. I think it was a typesetting company. No, not typesetting. Basically typing company, a typing pool or whatever it was. Anyway, it didn't work and it failed. Well, that company was in a lot of trouble. I have mentioned this before. At the time of the pandemic. it was grossly in debt at the time. Something like 9 million in debt, as in a bit of a bad way. So anyway, they managed to squeeze out of the Chancellor, her husband, 1.5 million or 2 million, I can't remember exactly what the number was now, it's just off the top of my head, COVID loan. Yeah. That's conflict of interests there. Well, what happened to this company? It actually went bankrupt shortly after receiving that COVID loan. But went bankrupt for 15 million. Could you imagine all the suppliers and the people's wages and stuff like that didn't get paid because of her and her dodgy business dealings? And yet taxpayers helped to fund it. So, yeah, something not quite right there. That needs investigating as well, plus other stuff. Well, Mrs. Murty's daughter, or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, a company, there's Catamaran Ventures Limited. And this is before marrying Rishi Sunak, and it controls an investment company. Yeah. Well, this investment company invests in all sorts of stuff, including childcare. Now, Catamaran has a stake in Study Hall. It's an education and technology startup. I think they find it's an online service. You sort of log in and what have you, and they find you childcare provisions and stuff. And the idea behind it is it's like short-term notice. Obviously, pay over the odds for that. Well, in 2022, the study hall received £349,976. Yeah, 349 or almost £350,000 in government grant money. That's just not right, is it? It really is not right. Through a so-called Innovate UK, yeah, through a body called Innovate UK, which is at arm's length from the national administration and helps companies develop new products or services. Well, Keir Starmer, being a legal eagle, was speaking from Blackpool as he campaigned ahead of Thursday's local elections, and he said that I think there's questions to answer in relation to this, and there seems to be an emerging pattern of behaviour here. So I think the sooner those questions are answered, the better. Most definitely. Well, Study Hall was founded by Sophia Finichel, who previously ran a company called Mrs. Wordsmith. That I've made lots of videos, brings up over the years, last couple of years. Several times I brought this up because I find it absolutely disgusting. Because as somebody who's been in business, when you have, somebody who owes you money, another company owes you money, it completely buggers up your own cash flow, and it can send you under. So it's disgraceful behaviour. She knew full well what's happening to the company, yet she carried on as business as usual until she racked up debts of, under 15 million. Well, Study Hall was, was founded by Sophia Finichel and was previously run by the company. She previously ran that company, Mrs. Wordsmith, which it collapsed in 2021 after receiving state support, COVID loans she was receiving. Why is this news? This is not news because this is actually old, and no one talks. I just understand it. It's out there. You might see a few random articles here and there, and no one says anything. That's scandal. That's major scandal. It's complicit. Yeah, Rishi Sunak he was the Chancellor. It was at the time. And now he's the Prime Minister and he's still at it. God's sake. Wake up, people. They're ripping you off. They really are. They're ripping you off left, right and centre. That's why come Thursday, when you get down to your local elections, I can't do it because I'm not allowed to. Your local elections, just make sure you put that cross in the right box. Whatever box that might be in Scotland, man monk. Well, so money that was given to the current venture covers the period between 2022 and 2023. 350 odd thousand. And so the bid would have been made before Rishi Sunak became Prime Minister, but likely while he was Chancellor. No, we know it was. He comes over as being this kind of, integrity, is what he told us. God's sake, he's bent as a 9 bob. No, he's the worst of the lot of them. I think he's worse than Boris Johnson. I really do. Boris Johnson was an obvious crook. Rishi Sunak's a snake, hence Sue Snake. How many times have I used that, called him that in videos? To me, he's just staring clearly in the face. It's obvious. He's so shifty. What about when he got caught out, didn't he? Was it Sky? Was it Sky? I can't remember the name of the the lady interviewing at the time. He was in a warehouse. He got caught out. He did, because she asked him a really awkward question about his wife, Shakamurti's business dealings in Russia, because obviously her father's her father owns Infosys, which at the time, I can't say if it is at the moment or not, I still think it is actually, was operating in Russia, even though sanctions have been applied on every single business in the UK. Yeah, Infosys, which is also getting state money, was still operating in Russia. He got caught out, didn't he? But did anyone do anything? No! This is just madness. Madness. And it's frustrating. As you say, I'm just in the garden. Part of the garden. But at least your water companies don't put more sewage in the water. The sewage issue regarding on the land, my video I put up earlier, that is everywhere. It's in Scotland as well. But Scotland, they've got nationalised treatment, water treatment, which I'm sure Madbunk can confirm. But it's obviously in England, you've got it's a double whammy, isn't it? You've got Theresa Kofi soiling, she is soiling our soil, but also our rivers and seas, and even in our own constituency in Suffolk. They've got the worst rates of E. coli in the rivers there, and right near at the sites they want to make bathing sites. It's just full of E. coli. Maybe just trying to get rid of them. Maybe she thinks that only Labour voters will swim in the river, you see, and she's trying to get rid of them. That's what it is. I can't imagine Jake Rees-Mogg swimming in a river, could you? I know there's different constituency, but his ilk. So yeah, it's I just hello Uckbridge. And Eddie DeVille, hello there. No, our memory works. I've got a bit of fluff in my mouth. We've been planting all these trees here. Willows. They're fluffing everywhere now. We've put loads and loads of willows over there. They're only small over there, obviously, at the moment. But the other ones, the more mature ones, have just finished flowering. The little catkins and what have you. And they're giving off their seed now. I mean, they're spawning. There's seed everywhere. And we've got masses of this fluffy stuff. It's like... like cotton, cotton fields back home. All that sort of stuff. It's everywhere. It's in the house. It all goes in the corners of the floors, and Callum's got to get with the hoover trying to suck the stuff up. But each tiny little bit of fluff represents a seed. So you imagine, for miles and miles it managed to propagate. It's amazing, really, how it does that. It must be intentional. Does it mean that the trees are sentient? No, maybe not. That'd be a clever thought. I bet Mark has a 19th century bathing costumes in probably a little hut. He opens the door and runs out of the hut. That's for everybody's good, obviously. No one wants to see him getting changed on the beach, do they? No. So all the profits go back into the water infrastructure and not shareholders or offshore accounts. Yeah. Apparently the King's pressure's been put on the King to put pressure on the government to curb the offshore, the Cayman Islands and places like that. But they won't, because obviously they're benefiting. Maybe if Labour gets in, there's a possibility they might do that. If you look at when they they showed us their accounts, which is all lies on Rishi Sunak's side. It's just half the money was coming from these what do they call it again? Like a fence. It's basically a company. What was it called again? Come to me in a minute. Maybe you know. Anyway, It's a way of hiding money. Legitimately hiding money, which just seems very wrong. The rumour is that Reagan Elite is doing a stream on his channel tonight. Oh, is he? Is that okay? Oh, nice one. Oh, yeah, that's... We're about... do you know what time it is, Lefty Boater, my friend? Don't rock the boat! Don't rock the boat! Our water is public owned, says Mad Monk. I know, lucky bugger. But you're still pumping, spreading poop on your fields. They do it here as well, but it's a bit different. Because obviously farmers, when you're in the EU, they're only allowed to spread a certain amount of cow muck on the fields. And really, it should be rotted down, really. It shouldn't be raw. Because what they do is, you see, the cows are in the sheds over the winter, they have to clear the sheds out. So they scoop all the stuff out of the sheds and put it into the back of these trailers and these weird kind of spinny things on the back, and they spread it all over the fields to get shot of it. But also, obviously, it fertilises as well. But even that's got pathogens in, or at least it's got that'll have the antibiotics and stuff that's used. Not organic cows, not bio cows or bio cows. They're just cows. Oh, 8:30. Cheers, Safety Boater. So it'll be 9:30 my time. We really need to stop beating like this, Mad Monk 33, says Sir Larry the Cat. And godly evening, says Larry the Cat. Well, I'm only going to do a shortish one today because actually my food's done, so I don't mind it's curry, so they can marinate that it can. Got fish curry. So yeah, anyway, let's carry on. I'll have a little sip of water, my Wrigley infusion. I'm very frustrated over this sort of thing because it's it's so obvious and so clear to everybody, really, but no one seems to care. I just understand why people don't care. I just don't get it. Oh, you got a nice ruby. Oh, you lucky devil. What? The fuck was it? Oh, yeah, fish curry. Yeah. You haven't had a proper fish curry. You haven't had our fish curry. It's lovely. It really is. There's no suggestion Mrs. Murty is doing anything wrong. Well, of course she is. She's receiving money on false pretences. And, yeah, that's not right. It may be perfectly legitimate in the sense that it's legal, but it's just immoral. The Cabinet Office spokesperson said, all declarations have been made and the due process followed to the letter. Okay, let's see it. So there's no suggestion Mrs. Murty has done anything wrong, and she owns stakes in numerous companies, but this is likely to increase calls for more transparency about her and her husband's money. Now he's going to say, oh, it's not my money, it's my wife's money. That's what he said last time when he got caught out, didn't he? While dipping his toes in a swimming pool. That's obviously not his swimming pool. Yeah. And he didn't arrange for the electricity to be altered, did he? No, don't the infrastructure. So he get enough electricity to power his swimming pool so he could heat it. No, nothing to do with Rishi Sunak. Of course not. You're supposed to believe that. Oh, so anyway, according to Company's House, Mrs. Murty's Catamaran Ventures holds 2,474 shares in Study Hall, which is the company that's going to be getting this, more dividends from Childcare. Decisions on what Innovate UK will invest in are made up by the Innovate UK is it's an investment body. There's a fund that they give to businesses that start innovative businesses. Hence, it's called Innovate. But why the hell? She's got so much blooming money. Why does she need taxpayers' money anyway? It's like flipping paying for a coronation and a blooming rock. Apparently it's 500 million years old, and it's, quite frankly, so are most rocks. Turnip curry now. I'll draw the line at that one. Oh my God, I can't imagine a turnip curry. That sounds awful. So there's no suggestions there that she's done anything wrong, but we know she has. Well, Mr. Sunak is now subject to a parliamentary probe. Oh, you know how it goes, yeah. Over why he did not declare his wife's interest in the company called Coro Kids. Yeah. Now, this childcare agency benefited from the budget in March. this year, but Mr. Sunak did not mention his family's role when speaking to MPs at the liaison committee, although he has since separately registered it on his list of ministerial interests since. Because he got caught out. Arr. Well, the Cabinet Office spokesperson said, the interest published on those that the independent advisor judges to be relevant or could be perceived to be relevant to each minister's specific role and responsibilities. As set in the document, the independent advisor has scrutinised the declarations made by all ministers, and he is content that any actual potential or perceived conflicts have been or are in the process of being resolved. Well, just shut her out. She shouldn't be getting any public money. Period. None whatsoever. I bet she gets childcare as well. for her little munchkins. Yeah. Not the kids' fault, no. Well. Oh dear me. Right, there we go. There you go. Right. Well, you know you got your elections coming up. Oh, shh. I can, but don't let anyone know. I nicked the food from Kofi's backyard. What? Oh, turnips. oh, little Rishi Penfold in short pants. Here's half-mast trousers. That's what he's got. Oh, Tom Vinny, no, still the EU Kool-Aid. Turnip curry, anyone? Well, people are still getting caught out at the borders there. I've got a video going up tomorrow about that. Yeah, some woman got caught out, she did, at the border. Oh dear. Maybe. I don't know. You tell me. I had dog food. What? I had dog food curry once. It was cheaper than the veg curry. It tasted rank though. Okay, Tom Finney, you ought to keep that to yourself. For God's sake. Tom, I like making king prawn curry. Oh, yeah, we make canned prawn curry here. Crevette. Yeah. All gone crevette. Got any go and spare? Can curry, what? Can curry out. What? Can curry out. There's nothing wrong with fish curry, Mad Monk. There isn't. It's got to be nice. You got your old crappy old fish. It's got to be nice fish. And you got that marinade. I like fish curry. It's good. Didn't used to. Just the thought of it was enough to put me off. Well, a Kent MP, he says, voting in this week's council elections could be deliberately disrupted by left-wing activists. Oh dear. I wonder who they might be. Well, claiming that they had no photo identification. Well, we didn't want it. I think it was silly. So South Thanet MP Craig McInlay has written to the Electoral Commission raising fears that there could be activists flooding polling booths and leading to widespread disruption. So get down there early and get your cross in that right box. So the MP says in a letter to the Commission that any intervention could lead to wasting, well, council officers' time and could seriously disrupt the evaluation of the actual rollout of the measures. For the first time, voters will be required to show some form of photo ID when they go to the polling station to vote. And there have been fears that the new requirement could lead to challenges for, well, staff managing the vote. There is thought that many voters might not be aware of the requirement producing some kind of ID, such as a driving licence or passport. It's just like people who are going to the, passport control with their passport and they say, oh, I've got 8 months still on my passport, without realising about the issue date, that you've got to have at least, from the issue date, 10 years. Well, it's got to be issued, 10 years. Yeah. And you've got to have at least, 3 months on your passport after the day that you return to, At least, your return date. Otherwise, they won't get you in. You can't get into the EU without a valid passport with plenty of time left on it. So the MP said that there's a number of organisations that are opposed to the new identification measures, and Extinction Rebellion and associated climate groups who indulge in anarchistic behaviour. I'd be a right little troublemaker if I was there, I'll tell you. I'm terrible. I can't help myself. Oh, I have a really vindictive mind as well. I really do. Can't say it on here because I'm a bit extreme with that sort of stuff. But anyway, so Extinction Rebellion and associated climate groups who indulge in anarchistic behaviour will, with a wish to supplant statutory elections with citizens' assemblies. They're all going to gather up. Maybe they're going to glue themselves to the boxes. Yeah, I don't know. So he asked the Commission to state what measures were in place to prevent campaigners undermining the election. Now, elections take place on Thursday in 12 Kent District and Borough Council elections, along with Medway Council and Unitary Authority. Some 500 odd seats up for grabs in what could be the last major election before the general election next year. So an Extinction Rebellion spokesperson said that they had no plans to cause disruption on the day of election. Well, that's what they might be saying. Oh, maybe Anne Widdecombe is Hitler's grandmother, Mark. Maybe. What? Hitler's grandmother? Isn't she too young for that? Maybe Hitler managed to make her live forever. And that's why she looks like that. Maybe. What, Granny Waddlebottom? Granny Waddlebottom? Who said that? Who's going on? Up you come. Okay, Marcus is Anne Widdecombe. Is Anne Widdecombe Margaret Thatcher's spirit in this planet? Do you know what? I don't think so. Margaret Thatcher. Do you know what? She was a gem in comparison to this lot. God. She was bad enough. Slamming her pan bang about and it's like Nora Batty she was. Yeah. But look what we've got now. You've got Gus. You've got Lee Anderson. Got Andrew Bridgen, although he's kicking on. Oh, God. Now, during the pandemic, there was a geezer, right? There's a geezer. He's a doctor or nurse or something. Anyway, he seemed to know his stuff during the pandemic. And he seemed to talk a lot of sense during the pandemic. So me and the missus used to follow him. His name was John Campbell. And he's got about 1.2 million subscribers now. He's done quite well. But since the pandemic, he's just jumped on an old bandwagon, hasn't he? He's jumped on the old bandwagon. So what am I going to do now to make a shitload of money? Yeah. Oh, look at ways of undermining the government and undermining the pandemic or actions taken. Not action taken, but the actual vaccines themselves. Yes. He's been interviewing Andrew Bridgen. Out there. Yeah. This guy's John Campbell. I think it's John Campbell. Is it John Campbell? Yeah, John Campbell. Yeah. Oh. I don't think he's named after the guy who got killed on a speedboat. On a lake. Which lake was that then? That was one Windermere, was it? Was that Coniston? On Coniston Lake. Yeah. I always jump on the old bandwagons, don't I? A wet scream! Hello, Kool-Aid. Mark goes, oh mate, I hate Alex Phillips. Oh, that woman is Mussolini, and he's in person. Do you know what? I was listening to her the other day, Alex Phillips. Oh my God, she's a complete that nut she is. But she was actually talking some sense. She was talking, there's no one getting on our bandwagon here, really, to be fair. But what she was saying is that in London, the house prices are just too high. Yeah, obviously, they're too high. And things need to be put in place to be able to start pushing the house prices down. And she was actually, her manner was more coherent. It wasn't like when she's wearing her Union Jack dress and, and some poor French geezer that she was introduced and looked really uncomfortable. This woman's a nutcase. What am I doing here? but he's supportive of Brexit, you see. Yeah, that's why he was there. Because he wanted a Frexit. Luckily, we didn't get that. I'd rather have Freddy in my nightmares. What, Freddy Krueger? Than Granny Waddlebottom. Waddlebottom. Oh, crikey. That woman's never been loved. Maybe that's all she needs, like John Lennon said. All you need is love. No, she's not had any. Yeah, Alex Phillips, oh my God, she's awful. I'd rather have Freddy Krueger. I'm Freddy Krueger. I used to love the Freddy Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street, brilliant films. Yeah, it's one of the films you think, you can't go to sleep now because you might, have a nightmare. And it might be Freddy Krueger with his funny little gloves, blades on them. This could backfire on the government. Oh, okay. Tom Finney. So it could backfire on the government, tell us what we can't do, and we do it anyway. Yeah, like the voting, what have you. So it makes it hard to vote and see the comeback. It's voter suppression, isn't it? And it's it may kind of hold back the youngsters who are more likely to vote, I suppose, for Labour. And people who are against ID in the first place, the ID cards and stuff like that. I'm not keen on. It's not necessary. We've always managed before, haven't we? Yeah, I hope the audio's okay. I've got my little microphones just here, literally just there, right under my gob. So I hope it's okay. The other day I was having problems with it when it was a bit, had to put it a bit weird. Keep going up and down the volume. A wet scream! Oh, make me scream. So, back on here. So I'm not doing it for too long ahead because the sun keeps going behind clouds and I don't like that because I'm getting cold. It's not when the sun is out. So in London, a one-bedroom run-down flat costs over 700k. In Scotland, you get a blooming castle for that. It's just like here in France as well. Chateaus here, you can get a half-tidy chateau for, easily for that. In fact, you get a run-down one for about 400,000. What have been great places? I wouldn't want to heat them though. No, our place is bad enough to flip and heat. Although we're not worrying about that at the moment. No. So they're going to be, gathering up. They're going to be gathering in groups and causing mischief at the ballot box. Well, good. Now, King Charles, eh? We've got to pledge allegiance. Somebody said that. I heard it earlier. I don't know what it was. We've got to pledge allegiance to King Charles. Yeah. What do they say? It's starting to feel very North Korean, he said. Or she, I can't remember now. But I heard that this morning. I can't remember what it was now. But anyway, feeling very North Korean. I think it is. So, I wonder if we get the coronation mug. My mum had a coronation mug. Yeah. From the coronation. Years gone by. And then various ones since. Why would you buy them? They're pointless things. We'll have a cup of coffee in it, or a cup of tea, are you? They're blooming awful. It's got blooming, I'll have juggalugs on it. Well, Elon Musk has been at it again. Yeah. India's rocket ships are blowing up. He's trying to blow up flipping, Twitter now. Next month, in May, apparently he's going to start charging, or he's allowing publishers to charge for reading news articles. I don't know if it'll be across the board, but that'd be funny. Who's going to bother? He's going to start paying for news articles. So I actually go on there and I read a lot of news articles on there, various news articles, because they come in your feed. A lot of people discussing, or they might be have different views on it, and it's quite handy for me because it gives me little. Oh, I'll get that. Yeah, that makes sense. And but I'm not going to pay for it. I already don't make any money hardly at this channel. I've got to stop paying for flipping news articles. You know, it's like paywalls and stuff. I have to avoid them because it just adds up your costs of running a channel. So it's like, you know, why would I do that? It's just what more ways he's thinking. You know, his blue tick didn't work, did it? No, I don't think he's got any more money from that. More people boycotted him than anything. And the same thing's going to happen again. I think the problem with Elon Musk is he thinks he's brighter than what he really is. He's a clever guy, obviously, but socially inert, he's something not quite right there. That's what I think, anyway. It's not all the ticket. Maybe. Well. Oh, where was I? Oh no, I've lost my thinking. So Rishi Sunak, and was he sort of been kind of hiding really in plain sight? And there is no Mr. Nice Guy. There's a bit of a front, you know. And there is no integrity and all that like. Oh my giddy aunt with his dead eyes. So just when you thought it could not get any worse, after the last week, on the plus side, at least the Prime Minister managed at least 30 minutes without calling Keir Starmer during Prime Minister's questions, Mr. Softy. It's just getting absolutely ridiculous, and it's quite pathetic to see, actually. It's embarrassing. God knows what other countries think when they look in. Is that what they do? Yeah, even the United States. And they've got that Marjorie woman with the guns or wants guns in Parliament. Not Parliament, in the Senate. Oh. So he has the ability to sort of kind of act like a well-behaved 12-year-old. He gets rather excited, doesn't he? Yeah. What's that recent address that he made? Something to do with football or something, or rugby or whatever it was. I don't know. He's on drugs or something. Something going on there. Well, it's quite excruciating, actually, and rather piss poor as well. Especially the Prime Minister's questions. It's attack after attack after attack, and they're wondering why Labour is, they're complementing the attack with another attack in the form of posters. Yeah. But the posters kind of work. They plant a seed in people's minds. That's the point. It's a bit like the Breaking Point posters. But can Labour actually pull it off in the same way? Have you got to have that kind of mindset to make it work? Posters. It's almost as bad as, well, I have to watch... I actually watched a bit of Phil Morehouse this morning. His live show. And I thought, I think the one with what's called that Truth Stop Labour Social or something they call it, don't they? And I didn't subscribe because I didn't want to watch it again. I didn't want it in my feed. What is it about people with flipping green screens? I'm sorry. I know I've got a green screen. I don't generally use it, as you know. But what is it about flipping green screens? They drive me absolutely insane. They make everyone look grey. I was watching Truth to Power as well the other day. He's using a green screen. And although I like Truth to Power, he's actually a good geezer and that. But I don't like that green screen. I'm sorry. No. It takes all the colour out of your face. Because they're using like chroma key and maybe an OBS or something like that. And the problem with that is, what happens is, it don't just take the green that's behind me, for instance. It takes all the green. So it's not like cutting you out. It just removes the green. So if you've got a green shirt on or something, you put a hole in the middle, like the bowl hat man, and you can see straight through them. Just find somewhere lovely, like green, like that sort of green. Or I don't know, have some sort of setting. Or somewhere you can go, sit in front of a green screen. You also got that part, and things go wrong with them anyway. And they always get that fringing as well around the edges. And it's kind of, maybe it's just me. Maybe that sort of thing stresses me out. I've got a degree in photography, so maybe that's what it is. Even it might not show that I have, but I do have a degree in photography. Only a bachelor, but anyway. I did it in 2002. Thanks for that, David. Oh, you've got training biceps. Oh, you're so gorgeous. I don't know about that. I did used to work out a lot though, actually, years ago, but I've turned to fat now. I'm like a lard ass. But I used to work in the building game all these years. It's kind of like, stacking bricks and sixes and stuff, and laying bricks and blocks and trench blocks and mixing concrete, and, it's very physical work. I need a backlight that faces up your back to kill the reflected green screen cream. The thing is, but green screens, you mustn't be close to them. They must be way back. Because the problem with green screens, you light them, because you've got to put a lot of light on your green screen, and it reflects back at you. So you create even more fringing. Or when people turn to the side, and you can see it on the side of the faces and stuff. And it's, I just don't like them. I don't know what to tell them. They're really useful, but you need a really good setup for it. And you've got to be careful you don't overlight the background as well. You just need even lighting on the green screen to get the right effect. So you've got to get the balance between what you're lighting on the background and what's on you. If you overlight in the back, you're going to get so much bleed. And you get all that fringing and then light on the sides. See, like escapes, you see, it goes everywhere, bounces around all over the place. So yeah, you end up with these sort of, green bits all over you. And it looks silly. I think so anyway. So don't like them. Well, I said I don't dislike them. They're really useful. It's just I think you just got to use them right. So you need, questionable absurdity goes. You need a backlight that faces up your back to kill the reflected green creeping. Yeah, literally, actually on your back. That helps. That definitely helps. And also separates you from the background as well. Because normally when you light any lighting scenarios, what you'd have is your key light, your main light, and then you have a key light, you have a hair light. It's 3 lights generally, but with green screen you're going to have like 20 lights on the green screen. I know, you have a few lights on there, just nice even illumination, and then you can do it. But you've got to be really careful, else you end up looking like a film almost. And I was, oh my giddy aunt, you're a terrible film. Sorry, I just people watch it as content. That's good. He knows what he's saying. Most Gaminati walk on their biceps. What? What's that? You still have your charming. Thanks for that. Yeah. Need a backlight. Yep, done that one. Do you enjoy your channel, even though 95% I don't agree with? Thanks for that. And always amusing and makes me laugh. Oh, nice one, cheers, buddy. But you don't. But even though 95% you don't agree with, is it okay for Rishi Sunak to rip us off? Is that okay? Oh dear. Now, where will I be on the 6th of May? Oh yes, that's right. At the Scottish Independence March in Glasgow. Oh, crikey. Can you get us some footage? That'd be pretty cool if you can get some footage, mate. Because obviously I can't be there. No, it's a long way for me. Rees-Mogg, penny farthing reference, at me howling. What the walking penny farthing, that's what he is Jacob Rees-Mogg, doff cap Borlock. Oh, it's that man. He is awful. He is so awful. And he's really squirmy now, and he's struggling now to argue his Brexit. I just want the Brexit. Just blame the French. That's what you got to do. According to him, everything is the French. It's the haunted pencil. That's the one. The haunted pencil. That's 95%. He said that's high. It's quite high, but he's still there. Oh, sausage fingers. Oh, that'd be the king. King sausage fingers. Oh dear. People are falling out of love with him, aren't they? Rapidly. I've got sausage fingers as well. Years of hitting them with hammers. That's what that causes that. Duff Cap Tug Forelock. Yes, that's. Oh, cool. You get footage from Indie Truck Davey and the 2 Davies channel. Okay, I'll do that then. If that's okay. Just make sure they do a good job, will you, mate? Good footage. Scottish Independent March. I love Scottish lad wearing skirts. Yeah. I always wonder what is underneath, says David Drago. Okay, maybe. Madbunk 33. Can inform us what is under that kilt. We know what's on the kilt. There's a sporran. But what's under the kilt? No? Is it like that film? That Carry On film? I mean, no? Maybe. Carry on up the Khyber. That's funny. Those devils in skirts. Oh, that's what they. I can't. That's what he's just saying. It. And devils in skirts. Queen Camel Toe. Camilla Parker Balls. Yeah. Camilla Parker Balls. Parker's balls, mate. I don't know. It was certainly horrible to watch Morgan disgrace the country in Parliament again and again. And he keeps doing it, Perry. He keeps doing it. And people keep voting him back in. But, I mean, it's so funny. If he's voted out of his constituency, that would be hilarious. Yeah. Oh. Artie, horrible minister for the 19th century. Well, don't worry, we're all going to be seeing the benefits of Brexit very soon, and probably another, 47 years. Apparently. That's what he said. He said 50 years at a time, but, you know. It's just nuts. And people still buy into him. There's channels out there dedicated to him, and they just keep, Jake Rees-Mogg's best bits, and stuff like that. It's painful. And they've destroyed the country, these Tories, haven't they? They've absolutely ruined it. Giving fuel to the right-wing bigots, even though Paul Golding of the National Front Party, the Britain First Party, he says that we're all racists and bigots on the left. That's what he says. God, pot kettle black, I'd say. So, it is absolutely... Oh, Mum, I'm going to have my dinner. 45 minutes. I'll do a few more minutes. And the sun's gone behind flipping clouds, as. Blimey. Do. So, where are we? Right. Scrolling up. I think now there's NHS doctors and nurses are stuck in Sudan. There we go. Oh, finding it. I've got to find it. Oh, good. Has anyone seen this? Harry Enfield on his King Charles TV portrayal. We both have very sausagey fingers. So, okay, there we go. Britain may have entered a new regnal era, but satire is hanging on to some recognisable features from the last century. In the 1970s and 80s, Mike Yarwood and the popular impressionist regularly brought his version of Prince Charles to viewers of a spunky evening television show. Now, the baton. All jewel-encrusted sceptre now passed to Harry Enfield. Loads of money. Yes, well, the comedian, a Yarwood fan in his youth, is to star again as King Charles, in a special coronation episode of Channel 4's irreverent soap opera, The Windsors. And he has by now made the character as much part of his admired repertoire as the loathsome plaster Loads of Money. Or Kevin. Oh my giddy aunt, there's his sidekick, what did she say the other day? About Brexit and stuff like that. She was quite sweary, she was. She's funny. I've got a name now. Oh God. Anyway, the loathsome plaster Loads of Money, or Kevin, and recalcitrant teenager. What was a word enough? Teenager. In fact, though, he gave his first professional impersonation of Charles's voice back in the 1980s on Spitting Image, where he occasionally had to fill in when the actual performer, who usually did that voice, was not around or was sick. And it was just a question of who could do it best on the day, he says. Well, the royal family were the mainstay. Yeah, the mainstay during the heft day of the satirical puppet show, you know. Satire. I can't even say it now. Satirical. My tongue's getting tied. Spitting image. Well, frequently as a politician of Margaret Thatcher's cabinet. Oh, crikey, Mr. Gray, John Major, eating peas, pushing peas around the plate. Remember that? Well, Charles generally popped up as a soppy sort of neo-hippie. Now, Harry Enfield, he's 61 now, also had an earlier amateur run at playing the Prince while he was a schoolboy in Sussex. It all started with Mike Yarwood for me, he said, and his impression of Charles was one that you could perform at school, because there was nothing too rude in it. So not like the beach scene, no? Okay, yeah. When he was Kevin. Kevin and Perry. That was funny. Anyway, so, was it Kevin Perry Go Large? That film. I think it is, yeah. Anyway, so I did Yarwood doing Charles, he says, rather than actually Charles, along with his Harold Wilson. Now, down the decades, mimics have tended to focus on the same physical feebles of the future king, or foibles. So Enfield suspects there would have been a fair amount of, cuff action back in his teenage attempts. Off the cuff, that is. And it was all quite mild, though, he says. He's come a long way since. Yeah, he's come a long way. His approach to parodying the king is born of a degree of empathy, and he thinks that he was born in 1961. And one of the first things I remember watching on television with my father was an investiture of the Prince of Wales. And I was so bored, and thought I must be so bored as well. Or he must be so bored as well. Listen to all this. He looked bored, apparently. Can you imagine, actually? It's like going to a Catholic wedding, isn't it? You know, it just goes on and on and on and on. Well, I have to admit, Harry Enfield, he's brilliant. Some of the full-on contempt that marked the kind of extreme satire is what is described by academics as a Genevian mode, and still surfaces now and then. But in our times, a more moderate, wary brand of fun-poking Horatian satire that tends to hold sway. And while the Channel Falls, the Windsors, is full of wild exaggeration, its targets are more the red-top newspapers, distortion of the royal family, and the cliches of soap opera than the monarchy. That sounds like it could be fun. I think that'd be quite interesting, personally. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go have my dinner, I am. Yeah, I've done 53 minutes. That'll do for now. I might be back later, but definitely I'll be back tomorrow anyway. I'll try not to clash with Max for Spear. I do apologise. Well, I've got a video going up tomorrow. I'm just doing one a day at the moment. I just need to try and reset things a bit. So, just keep it live. Oh, not keep it live, I mean as in live. I mean keep it, oh, God's sake. Get my worms out in a minute. Oh, there's my Pandora. There she is. There's there. Oh, there. What's she going? Where's she off to? She's off to the field with the trees. Been cutting grass today. Yeah, it's been hard going. It's a bit long. The old grasses. But hey, anyway. It's time for me to go, so I'm excited to tell you now. So ta-ta. And please comment down below and maybe watch my video about poo. Again, poo. Yeah. I do like poo. It's something about poo. It's something wholesome about that. But just don't eat a whole one. No. And especially not at all Sokofi. Yeah. Not her soil. Ooh. Oh, God. Oh, actually, no, can't stop saying. I haven't checked the chat for a while, have I? That'd be a bit naughty of me, wouldn't it? Let me just check the chat. Hello, Joe. Well, see, you all didn't get notified as usual on YouTube. No notifications? Really? I've only put one video up today, and no notifications. See? He hates me. Mr. YouTube hates me. Nuts, isn't it? So there I slowed down the videos. So you load three in 24 hours. 24 hours notifications. And I've only put one video on today. And yesterday. I didn't upload a video yesterday. I did the live I did yesterday. So yeah. That's a bit unfair. Very naughty that they are. No wonder my channel's falling apart. Yeah, cheers, Mad Monk. Oh, broccoli is hell. What's wrong with broccoli? I love broccoli. Like trees. Yeah, eating trees there. That's what you tell the kids, and they eat them. Oh, by the way, hello, says Duke Vengeance. Hello, Duke Vengeance. I hope you're well today, my friend. Hope you're feeling a bit better, because you were a bit ill yesterday, weren't you? So, these potatoes are evil. I cannot stop eating them. I know. I just love potatoes. When I was doing the keto diet, it was like, oh, crikey. Not having carbohydrates and not having potatoes then, are you? That's just, that was torture. So, put the snooker on. YouTube didn't say you were streaming, says Duke Vengeance. Oh, crikey. I can't win, can I? Can't win. Oh, dear. I'm going to feel sorry for myself now. The conversation was not leaked. It was picked up by a shortwave of listener with a scanner. Chuck was very foolish, as all mobile phones in those days were analogue. Oh my God, yeah, you could literally listen on people's calls, the old analogue phones. Then they turned digital, didn't they? Karen Douglas, so no naughty step her. What? Just glad you have made it. Oh, Karen Douglas is there. Yeah. Good evening all. A naughty step. I'm on a naughty step, I think. Yeah. I think I must be with YouTube. The monarchy adds nothing to the country. Well, they say it's 1.9 billion. 1.7, 1.9. Yeah. How the hell do they know that? To the economy, they reckon. In tourism and stuff. That's a little bollocks. And quite frankly, people still come and visit the all those fancy buildings, wouldn't they? Like Buckingham Palace, what have you, and other buildings. I can't think of any. Well, that one's in Norfolk and that. Anyway, yeah. They'll still come and visit. Probably more so than I know, because there'll be more rooms available to have a look at. There's still a tourism industry here, you see, in France, and we chopped their heads off. Well, I didn't. Obviously, I wasn't born then, but, yeah, a while back. Kathy Burke. That's it, Kathy Burke. She was very sweary the other day about Brexit and stuff, and the Tory government, and I have to admit, she was spot on. Mad Monk is telling David Jarago that there is nothing under the kilt if you're a true Scotsman. It's all hanging free. What if you were walking over a field of, let's say for instance, snakes? Yeah. That's very unlikely to happen, obviously. Okay, what if you're walking over a field of thistles? I suppose it's more likely. Either way, it sounds dangerous. Do you have to call it up or something and put a tie wrap around it? Just put it out there. Oh dear. Has Charlie got his crown yet? Not yet, no, but yeah, coronations, isn't it? When's that? 6? Is it 6? Was it 6? Oh, soon. It's soon. They've got their rock. The rock is in place, apparently. You know, what's it called now? The Rock of Destiny. Was it the Stone of Destiny? Or was it the Crone or Scone or something? It's a rock. It's a big stone. By the way, that big stone is still in my office. I had last night in my live stream. Oh, sheep shoes for peasants. I know. What's under the kilt? 2 3/4 inches of distraction. Good thing you're not a proctologist. Thank you for that. Oh, there we are. Anyway, it's time to go. I'm going to have my tea, you know. So it's just a quickie. So I thought I'd just wig it and come out here and say hello. 4 snakes. Actually, 4 snakes. The UK has only 3 types of snake. What is that? They've got adders. and only one of them is poisonous. I think Scots will be fine. Oh, that's good to know. I'm glad about that, because, yeah. Could be a problem otherwise. Anyway, ta-ta, I'm talking bollocks. See ya. Ta-ta.